and welcome. I would like to share with you my very subjective tier list. For the sake of keeping things simple and streamlined, I have kept all exclusives off of the list, and I will not be covering them. This will let anybody come in that wants to come in with an equal opportunity to the same guardians that I'm showing. Now you may notice in the triple S setting there are only 4 guardians. That's 1 of each class. There's a reason for that. If you're leveling all your guardians from the start, you're going to have essentially 1 of each class that's going to be higher in level than all the others, because you're able to focus resources in on that singular one. Being able to focus on 1 of each class just simply lets you take whatever resources you're getting, especially early on, into a straight, specific spot. That said, there are Sully, Maleficent, Mulan, and Wazowski. Sully is a guardian that is very useful when manualed. If any of your allies take damage to the point where they're almost dead, he will trigger a lure so that all enemies will follow and track Sully instead of anybody else. This allows you to run around the screen, staying away from harm's way, while your Maleficent, Mulan, either or, whichever one you're choosing to do damage, does all the damage without being hindered. Why Maleficent and Mulan are the DPS choices: Maleficent does an AoE attack. She reduces defense down on everybody on the opposing side. That's going to make you do a lot more damage. It's going to allow you to punch up. Mulan, for a punch up reason, is also an excellent choice. She will allow you to hit higher in areas than you should really belong, and this will see you through to more rewards when you're first beginning. If you happen to find yourself on a level where you're needing more interrupt or more utility, more heals, you have the option from the S rank to choose one of the options that fills what might be missing from the core 4. But the core 4 are mostly going to get you through any of the content that you have coming up. Of course, as Kabam works and Mirrorverse works, as you are leveling your guardians up, you're going to have to raise other classes as well. And I feel that having lower level anything from the S tier is going to be able to work for what you might need going forward. That leaves Wazowski. Wazowski is pretty much going to do all the heals that you need on the team without any help. He'll just do it on his own. Of course, you can click the button to do his special, and that will do additional healing to the whole team. But as long as Wazowski is doing his heavy attacks, he's occasionally going to be healing the person with the lowest health, which should be Sully, since you're manualing him and dodging and taking all the damage with him. In case I don't get the opportunity to go over more, as I'm running short on time and this is my first video as I'm getting used to everything, I'm going to state that everything in the B class seems to have some sort of thing that needs to be met in order to use it optimally. Everything in A rank is pretty good. You can use it wherever. S rank, I think, just happens to hit a little better, or maybe I'm just a little biased against the ones in the A rank, but I can't find anything inherently wrong with them. Baymax, he doesn't really belong there, and Buzz either. They can both go up to A. Scar, the issue, he's a glass cannon. He just falls so quickly. Aladdin is actually really fine too. He can disappear from battle, which can actually kind of be a problem, because then your other allies get targeted. So you just need to be careful about having that selected and when you're using it. Anger is great. He has a strange pause when he builds up attack buffs that can sort of mess up some battles. Blue, just too RNG. You never know exactly when he's going to do his stuff. I mean, you can literally count on it, which is actually kind of the fun. But there you go. Hercules has an issue where when he uses special, he kind of pauses, makes yourself open for a while. Ian, there's always something that is doing what he can do and can fit in the spot and do just fine. Bell is kind of the same way, just there's always something that kind of fits in there. Tinkerbell gets too close to the enemies because of her special ability. You need to be close range to do it. Sparrow, he doesn't really do much of anything except kind of heal. He's like almost there. Like if he were certain to actually land stuff, it would be way better, but because you're just not certain he's gonna do something, kind of just a subpar healer. Aurora is excellent, but very selfish. You gotta kind of like manage her as you play the battle. Merida puts damage out. I absolutely love her. I use her everywhere. She's missing anything beyond just damage and doesn't even have the highest damage. Goofy, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The special does so much damage. The issue is that you need to have multiple targets on screen, and sometimes that just isn't the case. Mao is fine. He's good. There's not really an issue. Just kind of hard to get rolling, I think. Rapunzel, kind of a lot like Merida in my opinion. Not as bad, but she just kind of hits. Ursula really could use some sort of interrupt. Woody, awkward, just kind of like doesn't actually engage in the battle in sort of a helpful way. I mean, he's a ranged and he's an up close melee. Just kind of, you can use it to your benefit, but you got to be ready. You got to practice, you got to do it. Cusco, he requires being close in combat to do what he's going to do. And that's the same with Dory. She's got to be close to do what she's going to do, and they force themselves up close, and so anything related to running them on AI puts them in danger. Frozone, I love Frozone. I mean, the healing ranged class, that's really amazing, but I just don't, I'm scared to death every time I use a special, because unless I'm actually super focused in on it, I don't know where he's going to end up. He just flies across the screen. Tigger, I think he's really good, but the issue is that he just moves really strange, and it just doesn't, you know, work with a lot of people. They just kind of go for him. Ariel's moving up to the A rank. Ariel is amazing, but I don't use her because I didn't choose her in the beginning, and so I'm biased against her. Cruella, she's amazing, wonderful utility. Nothing beats her. She should actually go up a rank, but her DPS is low, so if that's what you're trying to use her for, Pan is amazing too, and there's no reason why you shouldn't be up to the next rank, but I don't know, you got to put them somewhere. Rhea the same, and there's just nothing wrong with the S class. Everything's good. Go into those later, I think. That is my tier list. Most importantly, I just wanted to get something out there to really get people talking, thinking. There's one side where tier lists are subjective and they almost don't matter even having them. There's the other where you just sort of put something out in order to get people talking about what they think, what they use, what's wrong in their opinion, what's right in their opinion. So use it however you want, and I hope you enjoyed it.